How you doing? How you doing? It's day 12. So, 1 minute. Let me get my chest sorted out. Let me get my chest sorted out. For you lot, I'll be polite. So, like I said, day 12. Again, can't believe I'm somewhat consistent at something for once in my life. Oh shit. Well, where are we at today? Mentally, hmm, I'm gonna give it a. I'll give it a 7. Do you wanna know why? It's funny. I actually ate 2 meals early as well. Crazy. I know. It's not remarkable for someone to eat 2 meals, but for me, I hate eating, as mentioned, and I don't often do it early enough. So yeah, I feel like I've just had a load of energy today. So much energy. It feels nice to have this much energy and not run into like dehydration problems or just be hangry. I feel good. I'm talking. Well, to be fair, I did have some red wine because I've been going through some shit, man. I've been going through some shit. Like I said, mentally, I'm cool. Work. Ooh, how did we do today? I'd rate my performance. If I'm being generous, maybe a 5. Maybe a 5. And it's only a 5 because when I was teaching my session in the evening and when I had a sales call earlier on, I performed. I did my job. I did my bit to give value and also give insight. So I did well there. But outside of that, I proper lacked, man. I proper lacked. Like, I had some work that I was supposed to be doing from a. You guys know it. The email. The landing page. Ask me what's going on over there, man. Nil. Nil pois. No effort. Zero effort. But I'm gonna work on that tonight. Before I go to bed, I want to work on that. To give you an idea, I'm actually recording this earlier. See, I'm telling you, I should just eat, and it kind of sorts a lot of things out in life. I'm recording this at 10 to 1. Beats being closer to 2, right? I'll take it. So, yeah. It's also cold in my house, and I ain't putting on the heating. Heating is expensive, man. My electric bill's already like 230. I'm not trying to see that shit go to, the 300s anytime soon. But unfortunately, it probably will before I leave this place. So, God knows. So, yeah, work was alright in that regard. And then dealing with some customer support scenarios. Some of them straightforward, others a bit more complex. But again, stuff to deal with. It's just part of the job. And yeah, I'm seeing them through, and we will get through it. I also got through a load of my inbox. I do talk about my inbox and it being cluttered. I got through a load of that. I also reached out to some of my previous students, man. I reached out to them to say, hey, how they doing? And some of the messages we've had are so warming, man. It's so lovely to see people progress and do amazing things with themselves and really find true solace in their career and attribute a big factor to the little old thing that I built. I myself and the people that built it with me, it wasn't alone. Like that thing that we built. At this point, it's we now. It's you and I. So yeah, we built. So it feels good. It feels warming. Really happy with that. What do I want to talk about today? No one commented on my last video because I'm a bit of a loser, clearly. I'm just not interested enough yet. Don't worry, we're going to get there. But no one commented, and that's fine. I'm going to take it from there. Let's see what we can talk about. I had a conversation earlier on with a friend of mine, and we were speaking about the patience thing. They actually watched my video. Shout out to that friend because I can't imagine many of my friends are watching my videos. Maybe like 3 of yous, and I can like call any of yous at any given time. And you might tell me you actually did watch it, so shout out to you a lot, but I guess you don't need many. Outside of that though, yeah, things have been going well. And I've been thinking, man, I've been thinking about how lonely and difficult it is to essentially trod on a path that nobody or very few people take. So, for instance, it's not lonely because no one's took it. It's lonely because it's not, yeah, like there's no blueprint. We were speaking about, me and this friend, we were speaking about some professional stuff. They're an entrepreneur and they're working on landing their first client, right? We speak about a lot of stuff in life. We speak about everything. But this is one of those moments where I realized I could give advice and insight based on the fact that I've gone through some hurdles in this game of entrepreneurship, and I kind of understand where their position may be, and it wasn't too dissimilar to where I was a few years ago before things started working well. But we're speaking, and the more sorry about that, the more we discuss this topic of their frustrations towards just like their current situation and wanting to get over the line, get a sale over the line so they can feel like there's some validation. A big part of it is, you know what? Nobody makes any friggin' rules for how to get from no revenue to getting some revenue. And even once, like, see, for instance, I may at some point be classed as an internet guru. God knows why. I'm just a dude that knows a thing or two. But I'm not an internet guru. I'm just a guy that makes a lot of mistakes and I'm happy to talk about them. But I digress. A lot of people in the internet space all have different rules. And it's not like school where there's a curriculum or there's like some sort of trusted measures that you need to go through and there's like a test. There is none of that shit, man. You are on your own and you will have to fend for yourself. So it is a lonely journey. Career switching is a lonely journey. Being an entrepreneur is a lonely journey. Wanting to be better is a fucking lonely journey. But do you want to know what? Anybody who's done anything worth their salt, they've had to go through it. And you are not alone. Well, you're not going to be the first and you're not going to be the last. You're just going to be someone who actually tried. The older I get, I say this like I'm old and wise, but the older I get, I realize a lot of my peers haven't actually tried. I say peers, age mates. I'm on Twitter. I'm chronically online. But a lot of people that I grew up with and grew up around, I don't think they try, man. And it's, if I'm honest, it's pathetic. Say it as it is, it's pathetic. Like, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, like, you only get one life. What are we doing? Why haven't you tried to better yourself? Whether that's reading, whether that's exercising, whether that is just doing something that you're uncomfortable with. I feel like we're so easily coddled by how society, the Western society that is, treats failure and treats people who aren't really trying or have maybe made a mediocre effort at things. But it's a real shame, man. Like, it really is a shame, and I see it a lot. Sometimes I see it, you know what, I'll be honest, I see it at work sometimes. Whether it's people that we've hired or whether it's people that we help. Sorry if there's a lot of peas and popping. I need to get like a cover for this so it can absorb it. But yeah, whether it's people that we've helped, and occasionally, you know, I hop on a call and a big part of my job's actually helping someone gain perspective of their situation and have them realize no one's coming to save them. Sounds harsh, but it's the reality of things. You won't be saved. You won't be... How do I put it? You're alone. You're alone in this game. The longer you think things are unfair, the harder you'll experience life, and it'll be shit. But at the same time, I say all of this, it sounds depressing, it sounds down, it sounds like I'm being a meanie. But do you want to know what's on the other side? Shit. The feeling of purpose is a major one. For instance, if you've got no purpose in life, if you've not given yourself to something, if you've not given yourself to a responsibility that's greater than just you, oh man, I'm sorry, but you're missing out on some of the joys. Okay, there are pains, I get that. But there's joys over there. For instance, having this company has made me grow up really quickly as a person, of course. I've became a man really quickly. I've also got a dog and stuff, like I do things. I'm an adult. Funny enough, I think I'm a kid, but I'm an adult to some people. But again, my whole thing about purpose is like, even with Love Circular, right? We've got a mission. We want to help 1 million people get into tech, and we will build services, products, anything that I can do that allows us to be able to quantify that sort of value that we've added to the world. Why do I want to do that? Because the alternative is awful. It's awful. I don't want to just join a company that doesn't align with my goal in life. And I realize my goal is a bit more unique. It's not the most unique thing in the world, but it's just one that I align with, and I've not found anything that's similar, and it makes sense for me. But for me, I'm happy to go along that route and feel like that's my purpose. I don't feel like I've got some calling in life. I don't feel like anyone has some, divine calling. That being said, I do believe people can come up with an idea of what they want for themselves and design their life around it. Maybe that's my bias as a designer of things, but I believe we're all designers. We all design our life, and there are some constraints that we get hit with from birth or later on in life. But at the end of the day, we are designing this thing, and we get a choice. Whether they're easy choices or whether they're difficult choices, they are choices, and you have to make them nonetheless. So, as mentioned, you get purpose, right? What else comes with responsibility and doing things that are difficult? You get a sense of achievement. Achieving something's an incredible feeling. Maybe after a while it gets a bit weird, it feels a bit low, but achieving small things that you've worked really hard, or big things that you've worked hard towards, that's a great feeling. There's nothing like it, especially if you played sports and you've won something as a team. That feeling is incredible. Not many feelings better, if I'm honest. I can't lie. What else is there? Confidence. As you can see, I'm very confident and charismatic. I'm a fuck. Anyway, you get the gist. Confidence, man. Like, doing things that are difficult makes you confident, because you have to be confident that you're able to get through that scenario, or you have to have hope. And hope can turn into confidence if you consistently keep doing things that are hard. Yes, it may be difficult today, but at some point it gets easier once you figure it out. And there aren't many things that are hard, that are too difficult to figure out, as long as you are are of like a decent level of intelligence. Thankfully, a lot of people have enough processing power to have some wit about them, and I feel like they should certainly try, man. Certainly try. So yeah, confidence, purpose, achievements, the feeling of, that confidence bit. What else is there? Is there anything else? For some people, it's money. On the other side of doing the thing that's difficult is money. And whether that's something, like, if that's something you're striving for, there is no quick fix. And if there is a quick fix, great. Happy days for you. But what you did to get that quick fix, it probably goes as quick as it comes. And on top of that, you didn't really learn a skill. I remember speaking to, again, I've got a few friends. I was speaking to the same one, right? We was talking about this. We was talking about our careers as people who've tried building things. And he said, you know what? I'm kind of thankful that I saw my first six figures in my later 20s, as opposed to early 20s, and being very wealthy in that scenario. And at the time, I was like, that's a bit of a loser mentality. I was like, why would you think that? But he has a really good point, and once I saw where he's coming from, I was like, yeah, I take what I said back, because I think you've got yeah, it's valid what you're saying, and I can actually agree with that. I probably could. I'm probably thankful myself now that I've got that data. But the point was that he made was, if he had money too young, he would probably feel like he won life too early, and it would have skewed his perception of everything. He may not have tried harder, and he's a very self-aware person. So he's like, I probably wouldn't have tried harder, or I would have ended up like blowing it and doing stupid shit and just not learning much from it at the time. And given how quickly I burned through the revenue we generated, granted, most of it was actually trying to build a company, but nonetheless, like, I spent some money. I enjoyed myself. I bought a few things. Not enough things, to be fair. Just nowhere near enough, but I did enjoy. When I think about that, it's like, imagine having this power at 21, 22 when we first started out. Wow, that would have been ridiculous. It, I can only sympathize with people who hit it big the first time really early. Because what skills do you like? You've got. You can end up with what's that thing? Survivorship bias. You can end up. Oh, there's so many things for people like myself who think too much. I'm a chronic thinker. That's what I do. It's what I get paid for. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy. But yeah, I realize I'm chatting shit at this point. So my whole purpose of this conversation is, or like what I'm talking about at this point is, yo, it's worth trying. Like, it's genuinely worth trying, because at the end of the day, you get one go at this thing we call life. You know, we're on this globe, tiny little rock in literally nothingness, floating, and for us to not try and be better, like for us to not try and fight our mediocrity, yeah, it's semi-pathetic. I can't lie, man. There's no excuse for it. If you don't want to be better, fair enough, but can't lie, like it does, like you're just setting yourself up for a difficult life as times go on. You're not as mentally capable or strong, especially with dealing with setbacks, and yeah, no one's coming to save you, unfortunately. I don't even know if this was a coherent conversation between you and I. I'm sorry if it wasn't, but I appreciate you for listening if you made it this far. That's all I got for you lot, man. Peace. I hope you lot are keeping well. What am I kissing there for, man? I'm such an idiot. Peace.